Welcome back to this Let's Play of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Last time we met Atris, one of the counselors on the Jedi Council who exiled us, and we got a lot of history about what exactly happened. And it looks like, from the comments that were made after we left, that in fact Atris agrees with us that they should have done something and she was just too afraid to do it. And it's great that you can actually take her on and win in a debate. But there's some side stuff to do here at this Polar Academy. Let's talk to this handmaiden sister.
Why have you approached me?
And you can say you're looking for your friends.
You will find them in the main irrigation channel room, in the northern part of the plateau interior. The particle emitters there that once governed the flow of water to Telos can double as force cages.
Okay, so I'm gonna let them out.
You shall not be challenged. As I have said, you will find them in the irrigation room, in the northern part of the complex.
Okay, and we can ask why they were imprisoned.
They were caged for their safety, until we could determine your intent, exile. Atris cautioned us against your tactics, fearing that your allies would create a distraction. Your companions gave us little trouble, however. The male could have presented some challenge if he had resisted, but he chose not to.
Atten?
He has had some Echani training. He masks it well, but when you are in danger, his mask dropped into a stance we know well.
Okay, that's an interesting bit of background. Now, we don't know in character about the conversation that Atten had with Kreia, but it's clear that there's more to Atten than just another scoundrel.
I do not know. The Echani forms are known to be taught to military special forces throughout the galaxy. If the source is a mystery to you, perhaps you should ask him. It would be wise to know those you travel with.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's ask some questions.
Ask?
And, you could say you're looking for a fight.
I would welcome a chance to instruct you. I have been anxious to teach you many principles of combat ever since you invaded this place.
Okay, we could use a good sparring match.
Very well. Follow me, and we shall see if you have the endurance to learn the most basic of our teachings. Before we begin, are you familiar with Echani traditions?
And, one of the responses, I'm guessing they involve me standing here freezing in my jumpsuit.
All duels between us shall be without armor of any kind. There shall be no restrictions upon our movements or upon yours. Your feet are not to leave the training mat during the battle. If they do, you will lose. Also, this is not a fight to the death. Restrain your instincts when we fight, and we shall do the same.
Okay, so let's do this.
The fight will be with hands and feet only. No stimulants, shields, weapons, or other items. Also, do not call upon any Jedi techniques during our contest. If you do, then the battle will be over. In turn, I will not use our higher forms, for this is only an opening battle between us, a test of each other's strength.
Okay, let's do this.
Then let us begin.
Now, you can't wear any armor doing this, but you can wear essentially other pieces of equipment. In this particular case, these infiltrator gloves are giving me a little extra dexterity, which is handy. I'm also using this alacrity implant that I picked up earlier, which gives another dex bonus. And, that gives me a little more dex to work with, and, gives me a little bit of an edge. I am going to have problems with these fights because, honestly, I have very low strength, and I will not be very effective for the purposes of just fighting. Now, I'm going to save here. If, like me, you build a character with very low strength who's not very good at hand-to-hand, unarmed, you can just sort of save your way through these battles. It's kind of cheap, but the first one's really the only one that's a problem. So, let's get to it. I picked up with a feat an improvement to flurry, so we'll have to see if that's actually going to help me or just the AC penalty is just going to kill me. But as you can see, I'm really, getting destroyed here. So I'm just going to reload, and I'm actually just going to do this entire fight off screen because it's going to involve a lot of reloading. It's kind of tedious. In some ways, it really doesn't matter if I beat these fights, but I want to do it just for the sake of completion. Okay, this one's going a little better. That's only the second attempt.
You have succeeded. If you wish, you may challenge us again, and we will progress to more advanced movements.
Okay, and we're going to heal up first.
Seek one of us out when you wish to fight, and we shall honor your request.
Okay. And they go through a series of fights here. The next one is a little different.
Have you returned to fight again? Very well. I shall honor your request. Our next battle will be using the higher forms among the Ichani. You may choose hands and feet, or whatever melee weapon you wish, but use no other items or Jedi techniques.
Okay.
Then let us begin.
Now, again, this is not great for me just from the standpoint of I'm somewhat reliant on my Jedi techniques, but let's just say I'm a lot more effective with a Sith War Sword than I am with my bare hands. I will still save. I don't think I'm going to have to redo this fight, but...
You have...
This will teach you.
Yeah.
Have you returned to fight again?
Okay.
Very well. Our next battle shall be free of restriction on weapons and items, and you may use whatever technique, Jedi or otherwise, you wish to attempt to defeat me. In turn, I will spare none of our forms against you. Then let us begin.
Alright, and these get progressively easier as they allow you to do stuff. Again, this time I could try and stun her with a force power, but I'm just going to stick to using
This will teach
flurry
you.
with night speed, because I'm getting 4 attacks around her 1. Now, admittedly, I don't have as many hit points as I'd like, but...
You know much of melee combat. You surprise me.
Okay, so
There is
we're going to heal
nothing
up.
more that we can teach you from...
And, you know, we could ask them, we can beat 1, can we beat 2?
If that is what you wish, then we shall honor it. We shall see how you fight against a group of us. We shall take you in a pair, using everything at our disposal. Use whatever item, weapon, or Jedi technique you wish. We shall match it.
Okay, I'm gonna heal up first.
Seek one of us out when you wish to fight, and we shall honor your request.
Because I'm kind of low on hit points at the moment. Alright, and now I'm going to switch to Force Channel. One of the important things to remember about the way this is set up is that one of the rules is your feet cannot leave the mat. And we have telekinetic force powers, so that will be an important little perk. Let's try
to fight
2-on-1.
There is nothing more than... If we use what... Then...
So here's the 2 of them, and we use Force Whirlwind, and, well, then we're back exactly to where we were for the last fight. Except I'm actually going in and not already injured. Now I guess I didn't throw her far enough. There we go. I'm also using the Force Barrier power to avoid the melee damage she's
You
doing.
are a strong opponent. Atris was correct about you. You know much of war and battle. Perhaps too much.
Okay. And are they admitting defeat?
I admit nothing. The Ichani stand together. To defeat 1 or 2 of us says nothing of how a true battle would go.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna catch my breath first. and heal up. Because the next thing we're going to do is fight all of them at once. But before that, I want to make sure I actually am at full health. There are a couple of cylinders and such around here, some of which are locked. We will eventually get our party members back before we leave this area, even though there's no other actual fights in this area. And, combat sensor. Oh, combat sensor gives +2 dexterity, which, you know, it's +1 AC, basically. So that one's locked, so I'm just going to wait until I have somebody in the party who can pick the lock. Nothing real important in any of this stuff. I mean, obviously it's all random loot, so maybe there is something useful in there, but no guarantees. Alright. Yeah, that one's locked too. Alright, let's try the next fight. One thing I'm going to do for this last one, I may not actually use it, but I'm going to equip a Mandalorian melee shield, just in case. This video may run a little long, unfortunately. I'm going to just have to deal with that, but I'll cast some buffs. I don't know if those will actually stay up. And we can fight them all at once. And apparently the sixth of them doesn't come along. I'm speeding through the conversation because I don't want my buffs to wear off. And again, Force Whirlwind is the real key to this, because, again, we don't have to kill them, we just have to knock them off the mat. Well, you do have to beat the last one. Unfortunately, this one of the things that's sort of annoying about this game is it automatically defaults to attacking sometimes, and sometimes attacking is not what you want to do. Each shot of that Mandalorian melee shield, by the way, gives me essentially 50 temporary hit points. Not, you know, I guess super powerful, but very effective from a standpoint of it's better than trying to use a healing item. Alright, and so we're stuck with just the one left, and we don't really have a whole lot of hit points, so I'm gonna do that.
This will teach you.
Cutting a little close here. So as long as she doesn't break through my shield, I should be okay. Yep.
There shall be no more matches, no more challenges. There is much we have learned from you. If we meet on the field of battle, we shall be prepared.
Prepared to lose. Alright, that's all that's going to fit in this video, so we'll see you next time.